One of the most effective strategies that we see work in an armed robbery is successfully launching a counter ambush. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of Brazil, and it shows us an armed robbery in progress with a couple of off-duty officers who very smartly are going to launch a counter ambush. It's going to teach us some important lessons about transitional spaces, about waiting for your opportunity in an armed robbery, and how effective a counter ambush can be to end one. What we have here is a kitchen that is the back of a restaurant that is being robbed by two armed robbers. We have a gunman and a grab man, as we're going to see here in a little bit. And you can see some more in the news stories in the description. See the first one here, this guy's got a gun behind him. He's an off-duty officer. The guy in the white shirt on the right side, also an off-duty officer, also has a gun in his hand by this point. And they are waiting to launch a counter ambush that we're about to see. As the grab man is pushing everybody towards the back, they're going to wait for that guy to come back. And when he does, the first officer shoots him, and now they're going to look for the gunman as well, who I don't think that they got. I think he ran off. Now let's think about some lessons out of this one. First of all, we want to talk about launching a counter ambush. It can be an exceptionally great strategy to protect yourself. Now we see here that the first officer gets his gun out and then he hides it behind him in order to launch the counter ambush effectively. He doesn't want that guy to see him, and we saw the second officer draw his firearm and now put it behind his back as well. So they're waiting for their opportunity, waiting for the armed robbers not to be paying attention to them, that they can seize the initiative and get ahead in this fight. And they did a really good job of it here. So I want to see that the grab man here, you see his left hand and his right hand. He does not have any firearms in his hand, and the officer shoots him without so much as saying anything to him. Is that justified? Well, these are highly fact-dependent situations, but here we have a gunman and a grab man, again, the news story says that are acting in tandem. They are actively complicit with one another, and therefore they're both armed robbers. It doesn't matter who has the gun, and you don't have to deal with them in descending order of threat. You can deal with them in any order. Perfectly okay here. Now, if he was a getaway driver or something, that might be something different. So what we see here now is they're going to actually look at him. Are they, is the threat over? Because you're going to want to continue to shoot until the threat is over. They assess that he is, and so now they're going to go look for additional threats and go start looking for the gunman. So they are not getting tunnel vision. That's an excellent strategy here. It takes a lot of practice and training to not get tunnel vision on one threat, but to make sure you're assessing for others, even though I want to notice the first officer at the bottom here looks back down at this first guy to make sure that he is not still a threat, which is incredibly important as well. We've seen that many times. Overall, these officers did a fantastic job. They dealt with the threats as they needed to. They used their cover well, and they covered their asp.